Somebody check on Drake. Oh my God. We spent the last few weeks all wondering, will Kendrick play Not Like Us? Is he allowed to play it? Is he gonna bring out Drake and dunk him into a tank? Well, he played it. Man, did he play it. Oh my God, the coldest thing I've ever seen. Not only did Kendrick have the entire world chanting along to his anti-Drake anthem, he had two of his ex-girlfriends with him, SZA and Serena Williams. He had Serena Williams out there dancing. Oh my God. But was he allowed to do that? With the ongoing Drake-led lawsuit, we were wondering if Kendrick would be up for some pretty extreme legal fines or litigation if he performed the song. But what happens now? And seriously, has someone checked on Drake? Like, I'm so serious. Not Like Us has been the subject of litigation from Drake, who recently filed, among other things, a defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group. The key line in question that he's claiming is defamation is certified lover boy, certified. You know it. TMZ reported last week that broadcasting some of the lyrics of the diss track could position the NFL, the network, and maybe even Kendrick himself for a potential lawsuit from Drake. First Amendment lawyer and criminal defense attorney Ken White told the Washington Post that even if they cut that part of the song, bleep it, or delay broadcast, they could still be in hot water legally with Drake. He said, don't do it unless you're ready for a big, expensive litigation. But he did do it. He did do it. He just did that. Kendrick didn't speak the line himself, instead letting the audience sing it for him. So now what? Is this just the cost of doing business? And honestly, isn't Kendrick making enough money from this performance to pay any legal fees that pop up? Well, not exactly. The halftime show works in a pretty specific way with specific rules and regulations. Despite being one of the world's biggest artists performing on America's most televised stage, Kendrick isn't earning as much cash from the Super Bowl as you'd expect. In fact, he might get paid nothing at all. Additionally, he's possibly liable for huge fines if he did break the Super Bowl's strict advertising rules, meaning he could even lose money on this performance. Remember Katy Perry's Left Shark, Destiny's Child reuniting, Gaga jumping off the roof? The Super Bowl halftime show has hosted the biggest names in music for decades and brings in over 100 million viewers. I mean, I love the Super Bowl halftime show. It's just so annoying that they have that pesky sports game before and after, right? Ugh. But if it's such a huge spectacle enjoyed by millions around the world, why aren't they cashing up these artists? It's because halftime artists get paid union scale, which is a minimum wage guaranteed in a union contract. It's been a long-standing policy of the NFL, and if we assume that the Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television and Radio Artists Union's most recent contract applies, that would translate to about $1,000 a day. The artist does not have to cover the show costs though, like transport, staging, etc., etc. And although I imagine top choreographers like Paris Goebel would expect a fee for putting together such a massive performance, it seems the backup dancers and other performers get paid union prices just like the headliner. Meaning that Serena Williams probably did this for free. She just wanted to. Oh my God. The overall cost though of putting one of these things on? Upward of $10 million. The Weeknd's 2021 performance was $17 million US. And not to be a hater, but like, where was that money spent? Like, I'm just surprised. I feel like it wasn't the most elaborate halftime show. It's also one of the least viewed, but it was in COVID time, so I bet that made everything really crazy. But I was like, damn, okay, The Weeknd. Okay. The halftime show, though, is a massive, massive advertising opportunity. And its value kind of changes each year depending on factors like who the performer is, various economic circumstances, crowd restrictions, or fluctuating ad revenue. But Pepsi famously owned the rights to the halftime show from 2012 to 2022, and they paid about $2 billion US to secure the rights and an additional $10 million each year. Their contract expired after the 2021-2022 season, and Apple Music signed a 5-year deal to sponsor the halftime show, paying roughly $50 million a year for the privilege. So what's up with these fines then? What rules does the headline act have to follow, and why? Like, the Super Bowl is the Oscars for ads. Advertisers pay extreme amounts of money to land a Super Bowl ad spot, and every year the ads get more elaborate to get more attention. I mean, last year, Beyonce dropped new music off the back of a Super Bowl ad. Beyonce! This year, it's been estimated that a 30-second ad spot costs around $8 million US. With that in mind, the cost of creating the ads is up there too. Like, imagine how much they had to pay Beyonce. In fact, it's been reported that this year's top spenders really broke the piggy bank, with Amazon allegedly spending $32 million, Toyota $25.6 million, and Budweiser $25.6 million. But that cost is worth it to have your brand broadcast to over 100 million people. So if you had spent $20-something million on an ad or spent $50 million on a halftime show, you would be pretty pissed if some performer went rogue and did something that damaged your brand or defamed somebody. The NFL have not been known to take this stuff lightly, and it's happened before. In February of 2012, rapper MIA joined Madonna on stage for her Super Bowl performance. She flipped the bird at the camera, and it was a huge deal. The NFL pursued MIA for breach of contract and asserted that there were $18.6 million in damages, and they wanted MIA to pay $15.1 million of that, as well as have her make a formal public apology. Officials wrote in their complaint, "This dispute concerns a blatant, intentional, and calculated attempt by MIA to garner worldwide publicity and attention for herself by making an offensive gesture to the cameras." She also had allegedly agreed to, quote, "ensure that all elements of her performance be consistent with the NFL's reputation for wholesomeness." She broke this promise, and the NFL wanted to be paid. It took 3 years, but eventually the two parties did reach a settlement, but the details of that settlement were never made public. So will Kendrick have to pay? Is he gonna get sued? I don't think he cares, to be honest, based on this clip.
I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue. Yeah, that song.
And honestly, if his goal was to humiliate Drake, then whatever it costs would be worth it, because again, oh my god, that was dark, man. Wow, like his face when he says, "say Drake," is diabolical, like coldest thing I've ever seen. And it's not like the song can get bigger. He doesn't need to make any more money out of it. So even if he does get sued, all's well that ends well for everyone who isn't Drake. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We do 5 videos a week on anything you could imagine. Go Eagles, they won. I watched the whole Super Bowl. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't really understand the rules. It was like rugby, but not as good. But go Eagles, man. I don't know anything about football, but I know a loss when I see one.